The giants of the Bahariya Formation face off today. Okay, so these dinosaurs coexisted. Anyway, let's get to the stats. Height at the hips is around 2.5 meters or so. However, its head is positioned quite above that. Length around 13.3 meters. Mass around 7 tons. Diet, since it is a piscivore, it mostly ate fish. Although it didn't exclusively eat fish though. Spinosaurus had long phalanges and only somewhat with curved claws, suggesting that its hands were longer compared to those of other Spinosaurids. Spino had a decent bite for its pair of its conical teeth, but I doubt that it would help against something like a Carcharodontosaurus. Now, time for the stats of the Carcharodontosaurus. Height at the hips is around 3 meters. It's around 12 meters in length. Mass over 6 tons, but it's smaller than the Spino. Unsurprisingly, its diet is mostly meat. Carcharodontosaurus had 20 centimeters serrated teeth that are perfectly used for tearing and slicing flesh. Has a fairly weak bite force to compensate. Now let's move on to the advantages of the Spinosaurus. As you can see, this is currently Lorem Ipsum. I'm going to change that real quick. There we go. First off, it's larger and longer. Its arms were much longer, and its claws can inflict serious amounts of damage. It also probably looks more intimidating. But now we have the disadvantages, which is the Spino's vulnerable neck area. Its conical teeth are also not meant to attack something like Carcharodontosaurus. It is mostly used for just catching slippery prey. One common misconception is that once the Spino's spine breaks, the Spino is completely paralyzed, which is not true. For the advantages of the Carcharodontosaurus, do you see why it's called shark-toothed lizard? Of course, it is smaller and shorter. I'm not sure if I want to count shorter arms as a disadvantage for the Carcharodontosaurus because it likely wouldn't matter that much. Okay, so without further ado, let's fight. I'm going to use Monsters Resurrected Carcharodontosaurus because even though I like the concave model for the Carcharodontosaurus, it is only just a skeleton and without the textures of the Carcharodontosaurus from Monsters Resurrected. So, yeah. Anyway, the Spinosaurus and Carcharodontosaurus meet at a riverside. Both dinosaurs try and intimidate each other. Now, in a realistic scenario, both would just intimidate each other and then both leave. However, in this scenario, they both fail to intimidate each other, so they both resort to circling instead to try and intimidate each other again. And the Carcharodontosaurus would try and make itself look as tall as possible, while the Spinosaurus flails around its arms like a bear. Normally, again, they would intimidate each other, but in this scenario, they fail to intimidate each other again. So there's only one option for them, which is to fight to the death. So the Carcharodontosaurus charges at the Spinosaurus. Then the Spinosaurus slaps the Carcharodontosaurus. Then the Spinosaurus slaps the Carcharodontosaurus again. The Carcharodontosaurus manages to escape. It's now pissed, so it decides to go after the Spinosaurus' neck. Spino couldn't react quickly in time. Spino manages to slap the Carcharodontosaurus twice, causing the Carcharodontosaurus to let go. However, both are now very injured, so that is where the battle ended. And then after that, the Spinosaurus just bleeds out. The Carcharodontosaurus' wounds get infected. So the verdict is that the Carcharodontosaurus wins more time. But in the end, this is probably the most extreme case scenario. There is a reason why both Spinosaurus and Carcharodontosaurus managed to peacefully coexist for over 5 million years or so. I'm aware that some parts of my video could be unrealistic, so you can point that out for me. Anyway, thank you guys for watching.